Hey guys, Timothy here. I decided to jump in on Magic Online and do a Magic Origins draft. This will be Swiss 3 rounds pack per win. Personally, not a huge fan of single elimination tournaments, so here we go. Well, cannot complain about that. Tragic Arrogance is pretty much definitely the pick. Other than that, the pack's actually pretty bad. The next best card is probably just Gearcrafter. Both of these uncommons are pretty bad, and Coldblade can be good, but I've never seen it be amazing. Commons are very mediocre. But yeah, Tragic Arrogance is really sweet card. I found one way to really get ahead in these drafts is to find cards that deal with multiple threats at the same time. So cards like Tragic Arrogance, Languish, Chandra's Ignition, sure those are all rares, but they kill multiple threats at the same time, and since this is a very tempo-based kind of one-for-one format, cards like this are really good. So there's no doubt about it, Tragic Arrogance is definitely the pick, and we'll see where we go with that. Now, following up, this pack's actually not bad. The two blue cards here are pretty unplayable. I could pick a red card. Boggart Brute is okay, but if I'm going to do that, I might as well just pick the white-red card. The pick is really between Irosis Champion and Unholy Hunger. I don't know that I want to take another 5-drop removal spell. And the only white card here, or solid white card, is the Tactician, which is not something I'm super happy about picking up early. Maybe Fetid Imp, but I think Irosis Champion, even though it's a double color card, is good enough that it's worth taking, and it does go with my Tragic Arrogance. I can imagine a situation where I have this champion out and leave it behind with Tragic Arrogance, and they just can't keep up with my double striker. So we're going to go ahead and take it. I'm not going to force red-white, but that's definitely what we're looking towards right now. Following that up, not bad. I do like Fiery Conclusion. It is a decent removal spell. I don't know that it's better than just taking the Sergeant here. There's also Charging Griffin. Off color, really the only card I'd be looking to pick up is Somberwald Alpha, but I'm not going to move into green for that card. Helm of the Gods is pretty bad, I think. I've never played with it, but I just don't see the enchantment decks working out very well. Red does have a lot of 3-drops, so it has the Sergeant, it has the Gearcrafter, and it has the Boggart Brute all at 3, and they're all playable. So the problem with playing red is you often end up with a lot of 3-drops, but hopefully the white can get me some 2-drops. Charging Griffin's not bad either, but I think I just want to take the lower drop, and I think I will take the Sergeant over Fiery Conclusion, and hopefully pick up some removal later on. Following that up, see, here's a Gearcrafter, which is enough of a sign that red may not be completely open, but that it's still viable. The white cards, again, Tactician's alright. I don't think it's better than Gearcrafter, but after taking the Gearcrafter, I would probably be looking to pick up a Tactician. Kithion's Tactic's a card I'm not very happy with. Sometimes it's really good, and it's kind of these types of decks where you've got a lot of 2 and 3 drops that it is good, but it's just, I don't know, this format doesn't go too wide very often, so we're not gonna take that. Eyeblight Massacre, like I was saying, cards that can pick off multiple threats are pretty good, and this actually kills all of the creatures I've taken so far. So sometimes Eyeblight Massacre is actually just bad, but against my deck it's probably pretty good. Here I do like Enshrouded Mists. It's a very good, very cheap combat trick that usually 1-for-1s your opponent. Guardian Automaton I'm not super crazy about unless I've got artifact synergies, and Cobble Brute trades with anything really. Cobble Brute's only good if your opponent just has nothing to block it with. Rune Servitor could also be good as just a 2-drop. You do need some 2-drops in this format, but I think in these colors I can kind of pick them up. So I think I'm taking the Enshrouded Mist here. It is worth noting there's a Visionary and a Wild Instincts in the pack, so maybe green is open. And there's not a lot else that's good. Valorant Akros is pretty bad. It's one of those cards that looks like it has potential to do something, but it's just too slow. Following up, Pricklebore is actually a lot more impressive than he's looked. I think I do want one of these to kind of top the curve. It does die to things like Reeve Soul and the Spell Mastery 3 damage spell, but on the attack it's really hard to block, and it just gets in there for damage. It's enough better. It's basically Cobble Brute with First Strike. Dragon Fodder would be the next consideration, I think. I don't know that that's even better than just the Servitor. Dragon Fodder is not really that good in this format, but it's fine. So yeah, Pricklebore, I'll take that now. That's kind of a high end. Volcanic Rambler, I'm not happy playing, so we're going to leave that alone. Which leaves the picks between Heavy Infantry, which I think I'll pass on, and one of these 2 artifacts. Probably Bonded Construct is better than Warhorn. I don't know that this is the type of deck for Warhorn, but we could definitely build around it. I don't love Bonded Construct, but it does block pretty well, and I don't have any 1 or 2 drops yet. I don't think I want to add another 3-drop. So I will go ahead and take the Construct, and we can look to cut it later on if we need to. And following that up, I do like an Evolving Wilds. I don't know that I need it for this deck. Probably just a Tactician. Ramroller, again, same problem with it being a 3-drop. And Ramroller is really only good if you can consistently have an artifact out. It's not bad. Like 2-3 for 3 is just fine in this format. But the fact that it has to attack, I don't love it. Smash to Smithereens. I would love to pick one of those up as like maybe the last card in the pack or next to last. Otherwise, Evolving Wilds would be a decent pick here, but I will take this Tactician. And looks like I didn't really have to, but here's another Tactician. I'm still not taking this Rambler. I think here I just want this Ascetic for the sideboard. There are some enchantments that are worth destroying. Claustrophobia, Sphinx's Tutelage, Shadows of the Past, Suppression Bond, stuff like that. And I don't think I want the second Tactician right now. So I'll go ahead and pick up Ascetic for the sideboard. Tacticians all day long. If I remembered these were in the pack, I could have picked up the Evolving Wilds and then just picked up a Tactician late. Do I want Smash or do I want a second Tactician? With this deck, I probably just want the Tactician, to be honest. And I'll go and put it in the main for now. We'll look to cut it. Nothing to write home about. I'll put Infantries in the sideboard. And do I want Kythian's Tactics yet? It is possible for me to put a lower curve on this. I guess I'll take it. It goes really well with Gear Crafter. If I can pick up something like some Dragon Fodders, maybe it'd be pretty good. So this is looking okay. If I didn't have the Tragic Arrogance here, I'd think this was pretty mediocre. But I do like having the flexibility of that spell in my deck. I think red-white is pretty open too. So here, Harbinger is a very good card. Well, it's a good card. I wouldn't say it's like a bomb, but it's a very good tempo-based card. Goldforge Sentinel is good, and Zendikar Incarnate is good as well, but I don't think I'm moving into green for it. I think my picks are between another Sergeant, the Cleric here, and Lightning Javelin. And I think the pick is probably just Lightning Javelin, since the only removal spell I have right now is Tragic Arrogance. I think it's better. I would like maybe a Cleric or two. I'd like a Topin Freeblade, but I think I do need to take up a good removal spell here. And that's what I'll do. Goldforge Sentinel, this is not the deck for it, but Goldforge Sentinel is a good card. Here, I'm pretty happy to see this guy. He just is really hard to block, and usually either becomes a 4-2 or he just trades for something. Battle Priest, not a very good card, but sometimes makes the cut. Demolish is bad, and Knight of the Pilgrim Road is okay as well. I think I will take this Acolyte. It's definitely better than the Pilgrim, and it is worth noting there's a Gilder here. I do like Necromantic Summons as well, and Turn to Frog, and Nantuko Husk, and Orchard Spirit in the green deck. So there are definitely cards for each color here, but I'm going to go and pick up this Acolyte and follow it up with probably Celestial Flare. I don't have any 2-drop creatures. I do need to prioritize them. Infectious Bloodlust I don't care for. There's another Zendikar Incarnate, another Ramroller, a Crowan Jailer, also a card I don't care for, but one that I probably be willing to play in this deck, given the Kythian's tactics and stuff like that, which I might actually just cut, but I'll go and pick up Celestial Flare. Has the potential to be a very good card. Follow that up with one of these 2-drops. Alhammer's Archive doesn't really do that much in this format. I guess, like, it goes crazy with Healing Hands, but it's just the fact that the first card you draw each turn doesn't activate it, doesn't do very much. It's more of like a standard constructed card. Now, the consideration here, I'm not going to take Murder Investigation, not going to take the second construct. I will take one of these 2-drops, and I'm wondering if Dragon Fodder is actually just better than the Cleric, given that I have Kythian's Tactics and these Tacticians. I'm not sure. Cleric is a better card than Dragon Fodder, but given the deck, I think Dragon Fodder might be the pick. And I think I'll go ahead with it. Or I think I don't know. I'll take the Cleric. It's just a better card. I'm not entirely sure about that. That's probably wrong. Following up, I'm not taking Bellows Wizard. Probably Mighty Leap as a way to get my Renown guys through. Also very good with the Champion, just lets you smack in for 8 damage. Good with Cobble Brute. And I think that's definitely the pick. Active Treason, if I had picked up Fiery Conclusion, I'd be a little more tempted to take Active Treason, but I guess I'm going to take Mighty Leap here. See if we can pick up some more cheap cards. Oh, Stalwart Aven is good. Sigil of Valor is playable in some decks. I like it in decks that have like a lot of Elvish Visionaries or a lot of Gearcrafter type cards that make tokens with them, but I don't love it in this deck. Also would be good with Dragon Fodder. I am going to take this as a sign that white's pretty open. Stalwart Aven is a good card. Knight's also just a fine card as well. But the fact that Stalwart Aven's still in the pack makes me pretty happy. I wish I could pick up a Topin Freeblade is really what I'm looking for. Just something along those lines. Here, let's see, Pricklebore number 2. I think that's just better than this 3/3 flyer. I've already got heavy infantry in the sideboard if I want it, and I don't think I'm ever going to want 2. Pricklebore is just decent way to get in. I do have a lot of first strikers. By a lot, I mean 3, but I think Pricklebore is just better than Battle Priest, and Demolish I'm never taking. Yeah, we'll take Pricklebore. Next up, nothing here for us, unfortunately. Tainted Remedy doesn't do anything. We already have an Ascetic in the sideboard. I don't think I want to. Mage Ring Network I don't think is very good. I guess I'll take the Bloodlust, but we're not aggressive enough that we want that card. So we'll just sideboard it, I guess. Yoked-Dock's the only card we can even consider playing, and Yoked-Dock's actually isn't bad sometimes, but I'm not going to start it in a more aggressive build. Here, I'll go ahead and take this Battle Priest. We'll go and put it up front. Ramroller, I have 1, 2 artifact cards. I don't think it's going to be good. I'll take the second Bloodlust. If we're going to play the first one, then we're going to play a second one. All of these cards seem bad, but I'll take the one that seems like it could do something. Sad Bella Wizard. Definitely not a second Battle Priest. Alright, we do need to pick up some early game in this next pack, or a couple more removal spells. Be happy to see a Fiery Impulse, a solid white 2-drop, maybe a Consul's Lieutenant, and looks like we just got shafted. There's another Tainted Remedy. Yeah, the uncommons don't do anything for us. Actually, this pack is just not great for us. The pick is probably Mage Ring Bully, which is not a card I'm super happy with, but sometimes it's good. We just need the early game. And Grasp of the Aeromancers is also a good card, but I think I need creatures right now, so I will go and pick up Mage Ring Bully. I'm not happy about that. Ooh, Hixus. Very nice, very nice. Hixus is a good card. A very good card. It's definitely the pick here. I would be fine with Charging Griffin. I guess Jailer would be okay in this deck because there are ways to turn it into a real creature. Alchemist Vial is filler, but I do like having one. If Hixus wasn't in the pack, I'd probably take the Griffin. Throwing Knife's also pretty decent. With the first strikers, it's just really good. But nothing here is going to be better than Hixus. Let's go ahead and cut this Battle Priest. Looks like white is open in my direction, which is awesome. Sigil, no. Fire Fiend Elemental's alright. There's a Suppression Bonds. That's definitely the pick. Most certainly. This pack's not bad. Like, Aeronaut's playable card. Consecrated by Blood can be just really good. And Fire Fiend Elemental, I wouldn't mind having that, but we're going to go and take Suppression Bonds. Follow that up with, wow, this guy is just floating around in the pack. It's a pretty decent card. Is this an Angel's Tomb deck? I don't think it is. I do like Angel's Tomb, though. I'm wondering, actually, if Fire Fiend is just better than one of these Tacticians. And I have 14 creatures right now, so we can reliably keep Angel's Tomb going. I do look like I want to be a little more aggressive. And I'd rather take another 3-drop than a 4-drop. Pretty cool. You can also play Tactician, stack it with Angel's Tomb, have Angel's Tomb become a creature, and then give it +1/+1. Let's go and take the Tomb. There are times I'm probably going to cut it. Well, if I grabbed Evolving Wilds, I would definitely pick up Castellan here, but unfortunately I did not grab Evolving Wilds. So probably just Fire Fiend Elemental. Chandra's Fury has the potential to be okay, but it's usually not. It's more of a sideboard card against a lot of like 1/1 tokens and stuff. So I guess I'll take the creature. The Great Aurora. No. I have had someone play this against me, and it was quite bad for them. It basically won me the game. But as for the actual pick, probably Active Treason as a way to kind of just get damage in. It's kind of bad. We only have 1, 2, 3 creatures that we can play before turn 3, which means we're not that aggressive. Fire Fiend Elemental number 2. I don't know that I love. I think the card is fine, but it's not great. I will take Active Treason here. Ooh. Oh. So, Glory Chaser is a fine card, but the thing is, if you don't get it on turn 1, it's not that good. Subterranean Scout, however, I do like quite a bit. It can get your Double Striker in. It can get your 2-drop Renowned creatures in. I think it's the pick over Glory Chaser. I don't like Glory Chaser that much, but I wouldn't mind having it. If the Scout wasn't here, I would definitely take it. There's also the Charging Griffin, which I'm kind of sad I can't take here, but okay. There's Dragon Fodder, which is basically just another 2-drop. Does well in our deck. Hallowed Moonlight, I don't think does very much in this format. But sure, I'll take Dragon Fodder. And followed up with the Enshrouded Mist from the pack we opened. I'm glad that wheeled, because there was nothing else in that pack. Do I play 2 of them? I don't know yet. Here, do I want a Vial or do I want a Jailer? Jailer is a very, in my opinion, it's just a bad card. But in decks like this, where you just want to get damage in and you have things like Tactician and Kythian's Tactics, it's sometimes just what you want. Vial does draw you a card and stop a blocker, though. I think I'm going to take the Vial. Here I'll take... Do I want Veteran Sidearm or do I want a second Fire Fiend Elemental? Veteran Sidearm is pretty playable when you've got stuff like Dragon Fodder or First Strikers, but I don't know that it's great. I think I will take the Sidearm. I'll take Smash for the sideboard. That's good. Chandra's Fury for the sideboard, also good. And then we'll have to do some cuts here. I think I'll cut Cobble Brute. I don't... Brawler's Play is bad, but sometimes it's... Sometimes it can force a win in for you. It's so mana inefficient. Yes, Forest. Alright, this doesn't look bad. It doesn't have a lot of the 1 or 2 drops that I would like. I didn't see any Fiery Impulses, any Token Free Blades. I did pass on a couple 2 drops that I probably should have taken, but that's just kind of how it works out. Let's sort. Should also mention I'm fairly new to Magic Online, so forgive me if I'm kind of slow at things. I think I'm going to cut the second Prickle Boar. I think Hixus does a better job of being a top end. I will probably keep both the Enshrouded Mists. Let's go and cut the Sidearm. I do like all the 3-drop creatures. Active Treason we can go ahead and cut. We're not really doing anything crazy with it. I'm leaning towards probably just losing the Vial. Although I do like the Vial. Bonded Construct we can probably lose. Maybe Enshrouded Mist number 2. I do like both the Tacticians in this sort of deck. It just gives us a way to add to the board while forcing in damage. I am happy I got the Suppression Bonds. My removal is pretty light. I've got Celestial Flare, which is pseudo removal. Sometimes it's just not good. Lightning Javelin and Suppression Bonds are both okay. And Hixus and Arrogance are both like wide removal spells. Hixus is a little tricky, especially against like blue players who have stuff like Disperse. It can backfire, but Hixus is still just a good card as a 4/4 flash. I guess I cut the vial. And then next consideration, am I looking to run 16 or 17 lands? This is just a good curve. If I were to cut like, say, a Tactician, maybe? No, I do like the Tactician. It's probably one of these mass pump spells though, the Kythian's Tactics, which we can pretty reliably get spell mastery on, it looks like. I could run 16 lands in this deck. I don't have anything higher than a 5-drop, but I do have 3 of them. And my game plan's around the 3 or 4 spot. I think I'm fine running 16 lands in this deck. There are no 6-drops, which is usually why I want that much. If I do run 16, I kind of want the Alchemist Vial as a way to cantrip into a land if I really need to. It makes my open in hands more appealing if I have the Vial. But let's see. Let's just add some lands. Well, let's see what this looks like first. Yeah, all the double white cards, including Celestial Flare. So no. I'm thinking something like 9 and 7. Although honestly, I probably just want 9 and 8 and cut one more card. I'm gonna try it 9 and 7. Am I? I don't know. Well, let's actually just go 17 lands so I can get the extra mountain in there. I do have enough red cards that I don't want to be without my red. So I guess I'm going to cut one of these Tacticians. We'll cut one of the Enshrouded Mists. I do have other combats. I do have a second one, and I do have a Mighty Leap as a combat trick. If for some reason we feel like we really need it, we'll go and pick it back up. But I do like this. I don't think it's amazing, but I do like Tragic Arrogance as kind of like something to fall back on. I've never played with it on Magic Online, so it's possible like the interface for picking cards is weird, but we'll see when we get to it. Otherwise, this looks good. The curve is really nice, and even though I didn't get any like premium 1 or 2 drops, I'm fairly happy with it. I feel like it can definitely push in some wins, and the 3-drop slot is just really good. So we'll go ahead and submit this, and I will see you guys in round 1.